Sage Forsaken here. Once again, we're going to be looking at another toy review. This is a toy review in the line of my stocking stuffers line of toy reviews. So as you can see, let's put the packaging in here. What we have today is a Kawasaki Ninja motorcycle, freewheeling, custom graphics, and moto speed is what it says on the packaging here. It is branded Kawasaki, and it does say on the back that there are different motorcycles available here. 0 to 3 sad onions, as always, keeping those children safe. That's what the sad onion's for. And of course it says collect them all, attention, and there's some warnings and things of that nature. Now, I got this from the Dollar Tree, and as I was saying before, one hallmark of my stocking stuffer videos is I'm really looking for the sweet spot between $1 to $3, maybe $4 for some things. And of course, if it's really a good item, I might say, hey, we need to look at this more expensive item. But this really is a great stocking stuffer in my opinion, because it is an accessory for your other action figures. So this isn't saying like, oh, well, you know, you have to go spend out a bunch of money. A kid will play with this even without anybody on it. But you can also buy this in the hopes of, you know, using it with your other figures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of the package, and we're going to check some other figures and see what figures would work with this. So, you know, let me pause the video so we can take it out of the package. Okay, and welcome back. So, first of all, one great thing I found out is that both sides of the motorcycle are completely stickered up. In other words, they did not do the cost-cutting measure that many companies do of not putting stickers on both sides. So that makes this much more a better value in my opinion. It also has a kickstand so that you can make it stand up on its own in your garage display or anything of that nature. I think with a little dry brushing, this thing would look badass, really, because even though it's not got all the paint apps, but it does have a lot of sculpted detail. So you hit that with some silver paint and some dry brushing, things of that nature, some black to get into the crevices and stuff and really make that sculpt pop. And you're going to be surprised at how good this looks, I think. Now, that's not what we're doing right now, though. We're saying, hey, you're going to give this to a kid, or you're going to give this to a friend or a loved one or anything of that nature. How is this useful to them? First of all, like I said, this still does have where you can kick the kickstand out of the way and just roll it around. Both wheels do roll independently. There's no suspension. In other words, it doesn't like go down up and down on a suspension spring or anything like that. So it is kind of missing that element that the dirt bikes would have. But you know, a street bike isn't going to have quite as much spring in it because it's supposed to be low to the ground and fast. Now, of course, the first thing I'm going to do is put it next to a core figure. This is a standard size core figure. G.I. Joe core figure, 3.75 inches. This does look a little small next to this figure. I also got this other figure while I was at the toy show last time. I don't even know what line this is from, really. He's a little bit taller, so he actually looks okay with the bike, I think, size-wise. The problem you run into is he's not designed with a ball joint or anything where he could actually straddle this bike. If you look at the bike, it is kind of a thick bike right here, so you'd have to have a figure that can straddle that. Now, I've seen some really cool mods where people make these into like speeder bikes, and then you could put a smaller core size figure on it. You know, for example, this figure, you know, you could pretty much get to fit with a little bit of work, but it's not going to necessarily look right. It looks almost like a child's on the bike. So I wouldn't really suggest that size figure. What I did, of course, is pulled out a Marvel Legend to see if it would fit with that, since the Marvel Legends are going to soon come with some motorcycles. And of course, this guy is just way too big. I mean, this is, you know, he's a bad man. You know, he's there to fight Daredevil, whatever. But Deadshot, whatever his name is. But he's too big. So what did seem to look like it might fit, and forgive the figure, I took this figure for free since it was all chewed up by a dog. But this is a Ninja Turtle figure. These are good size. In other words, they don't look too small, but they're not so big as to dwarf it. So I think this Ninja Turtle figure, that 5-inch figure kind of size figure, is exactly what you would need for this motorcycle. Now, this figure, of course, is a little bulky because Ninja Turtles tend to have that big bulk with the shell and everything. But overall, you can tell that this would sort of fit on the motorcycle without making it so puny that it wouldn't fit. Now, of course, a thinner style figure that was 5 inches. So I didn't bring in my toys from the toy show last time, as far as the bins I have of different style figures to sell. So I can't really. I'm sure I have something that would fit this perfectly, but I'm saying a 5-inch figure, like a Casey Jones or something of that nature, would probably look really good on this this bike. A smaller 4-inch core figure would still look a little small, but if you were making a a speeder bike where you cut some of this part off, this lower part off, so it didn't have the wheels, you might be able to get by with it, since it would be a lower profile and it would look like the right height. As you can see, it is plastic all around. The steering wheel does move when you turn the wheel. I'm about to end the video, but I just wanted to say I hope you like this idea for a stocking stuffer for your holidays, and I hope that this helps you decide whether or not this will be the right thing to buy when you go to your next Dollar Tree. Thanks again for checking out my videos. Like and subscribe. Have a good day.